I like Connor Hellebuyck too. Did I mention that? He's a good guy.
Get ready to fly. Flight 527 ready for departure. Get ready to fly.
Morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. Breathe, Jets fans. Can breathe. Jets win 4-3, 8 overtime against the Nashville Predators. And oh boy, was that an ugly hockey game, but an exciting one. More stressful than exciting. I'm pretty sure I'm going gray in places. But they got the job done. Welcome if this is your first time tuning in. First off, I'd like to thank all of you guys. This was WrestleMania weekend, so Carter did a lot of videos, and you guys showed up to that. And we got over 1,700 subscribers total finally, which has been awesome. Next goal is 1,800 subscribers. Honestly, the big one is 2,000. I don't know when we'll hit it. Might take us a year or two to hit it. But yes, our next goal is 1,800 subscribers. If this is your first time tuning in, please do subscribe and leave a like on the video. It really does help us out. Comment down below that you're a new viewer. We really do appreciate all of you tuning in. And yeah, on with the show. So, this game is weird because we won, but it's awful. This is not a good game for the Winnipeg Jets. Thankfully, Connor Hellebuyck is a god. The Hellebunker, which is a word we haven't been throwing around much recently, but which is not for lack of effort. He's been phenomenal. I just haven't had it on my brain. The Hellebunker is a fucking unit. He stopped, I believe, 47. He stopped nearly, he had like a save percentage of 938 after giving up 3 goals. Is a Herculean amount of saves. I'll just put it that way. Let's get into this game, though. The negatives, and we'll talk about one early. Neil Pionk. I've been hard on Neil Pionk, and you know what? I kind of just sat back and took a thought and had a thought today. I don't think Neil Pionk is having a good season. I think Neil Pionk knows he's having a good season. I also don't think Neil Pionk is in a great headspace right now. I'm not giving him an excuse here, an excuse for why he's being bad, but I will say this. Historically, players that suffer a very grave loss struggle. We saw this with Josh Morrissey. Honestly, you'd argue that after Josh Morrissey's father died, it took him a couple years to really get back to that confidence levels. This might be what we're seeing with Neil Pionk. And I feel bad ragging on him, but Bones needs to pull the trigger and take him out for a game. And if it's the Dallas game, I don't care. You have to do it now or it will burn you later. Neil Pionk plays this first goal badly. He plays the first and the third goal horrible. I think, first and second goal actually is just bad on Neil Pionk. First one here is just giving up way too much room, and Nashville goes in and scores. Just got downstairs to start the game, was really excited, and then right away Nashville scored. Oh God. Can we please win tonight? Yeah, it's less than ideal. Now, thankfully, the Jets come out firing. They get their first shot finally in the game on a power play, and Gabe Vilardi with an absolute gross deke in front of the net, which, by the way, is a seam that I absolutely love him having in front of the net. I haven't seen that type of a seam in front of the net since, like, prime Blake Wheeler. So seeing a guy be able to control so much space with so little time is such an attribute to how good he is. He scores to make it 1-1 reaction here. Oh my God, Gabe Vilardi! Oh my God! Take him out to dinner first! Jesus! And not long after that, the Jets pretty much go bang, bang, as Mark Scheifele gets a great pass from Tyler Toffoli, who keeps it in the zone to make it 2-1 reaction here. Yeah! Let's fucking go, Scheif! There it is, baby! Let's go! 2 goals, 2 shots. Jets goal. That's big. That's big. The Jets score pretty much effectively on their first 2 shots of the game. Both goals, beautiful plays in front of the net. However, it's worth noting, not always the most sustainable hockey. That would be proven correct. But it's funny. We get those 2 goals, and those 2 goals are really... One's a power play goal, so you kind of have to just kind of write it off a little bit. It's great that they're scoring, though. The second goal is kind of just a lucky zone entry that gets the defense on Nashville play horridly. That being said, this third goal is such a great play. Just such a great play. And I think it really points to the maturity of Morgan Barron. Morgan Barron is not an offensive threat. He's not. And I think Morgan Barron's own admission would admit he's not an offensive threat. We keep him on the 4th line because he's a penalty-killing machine and he's hard-working. And he has enough of a work ethic that can actually make up the difference for skill he naturally lacks. Morgan Barron on this play takes an absurd amount of time to wait to deliver this pass to Dylan DeMello because he knows he has it. And he puts it tape to tape to a walking in DeMello, and Mello makes no mistake and labels it in a top shelf. 3-1 Jets lead. Oh! Yeah! Attaboy DeMello! What a great play by the 4th line. Brilliant and patient. You love to see it. Woo! I love this play. I love this 4th line, if I'm being completely honest. IFL's game I haven't been crazy on throughout the season, and everybody knows I love Vladdy. Vladdy is the most utility player we've had since prime Andrew Kopp, and I'd argue he might be a little bit better than Andrew Kopp right now. But Morgan Barron makes that play happen. IFL does a great forecheck to force that play, but Morgan Barron makes that play. We go into the first intermission, and the Jets are looking good. Despite being slightly outshot, Jets are looking all right. The second period happens, and the Jets don't score. They don't give up any goals in the second period. But the second period was just Connor Hellebuyck. It was simply only Connor Hellebuyck. The Jets got dogged on. Got walked like dogs in the second period. The shot count was 22-5. It's a miracle the puck didn't end up in their net at least 5 times. It's insane. Amazing work by Hellebuyck. I don't have a lot to write down. I will say this. The amount of times we got a power play, our power, we scored on our first shot of the power play in the first period. We got power plays after that. They did not look good. They did not look good. They did not look good. They looked so bad that in the third period, we'd end up getting scored on right after one ended, which I will get to. But first, with it being the end of the second period, what time is it? Moose Watch! Moose Watch. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's Moose Watch. So I got some news actually for Moose Watch. Obviously, we recently covered the Dylan Anhorn signing / tryout deal that he's getting that will bleed into a contract next year. We actually did a full video on that. Go check it out. It's great. He has yet to play a game with the Manitoba Moose, though he did suit up in one of their pre-games just to kind of get his legs fresh. Now we know, thanks to the OHL playoffs, the first round being over, Colby Barlow has now officially joined the Manitoba Moose. I don't expect this to be a long-term thing, and he will definitely go back to the Owen Sound Attack next year. However, it's just setting in a reinforcement pretty much just to see, which is always good. Moose played a 2-game series with the Chicago Wolves. I forget if they either won both or they split the series. They won the last game, though, in overtime in a great game where CJ Cease tied it with under a minute to play. And Ville Heinola gets the game winner on a beautiful shot. And honestly, I'm just so impressed. Holy shit, that is a terrible goal, Jake Ottinger. Holy crap. Oh my heavens. Okay, that's so bad. Ooh, sorry. They're just showing the highlights of the ADHD brain. But, I've been very impressed with this Manitoba Moose team, and there's going to be a lot of changes. Every single AHL contract the Moose have signed, minus Anhorn, Milic, and who's will make an ELC after this, or at least an RFA deal after this, and Carson Golder. All of those AHL contracts are up, which is normal because normally there's only 1 to 2 year contracts, but they're all going to change. Jeff Malot's leaving next year. Jeffrey Viel is probably leaving next year. There's a lot of turnover that will be on the Manitoba Moose next year, but so far with the roster they have handled it spectacularly. This was once a team that went 0-11-1 in a 12-game stretch. They have put themselves firmly in a playoff spot. They will need to do a play-in against the Texas Stars in a best-of-3 series, but at this point, they're trending upward to possibly get home ice in that series. Here are the highlights from the most recent game.
He'll slide it for Capobianco. Capobianco with a shot, and he scores! Kyle Capobianco! His 11th goal this season! Into the zone, cuts out wide, fights back onto the puck. He'll send it around the wall to get the Moose set up. Milic breaking for the bench. Capobianco, a shot, save Franta, rebound! And Reichel just put it wide. Guns back, and what they score! He comes again. Heinola in on the right side. Peels back, cuts to the middle, looks to shoot, waits. Now he does! And he scores! Billy Heinola overtime! Winner! And the Moose takes this one 3-2!
Yeah, and it just has to be said before we move on. I've been extremely impressed with the resiliency of this. Also, too, worth noting some of the prospects right now in there. Connor Levis got traded a long time ago from the Kamloops Blazers to the Vancouver Giants. They were knocked out in the first round of the playoffs. However, he has yet to sign his ELC contract yet, so he is not available to be on the Manitoba Moose. Jacob Julian, who has also not signed his ELC yet, has his London Knights have swept the first round, so they will be going into the second round. And Dominic DiVincentis' team has won their first round in 5 games, so they move forward. So he has signed his ELC though, so he would be eligible to back up in the AHL or be a third goalie in the AHL when called upon. Rutger and Michigan have moved on pretty much to the next round, so we're still waiting to see how Rutger Watch will unfold. Also, Elias Salmonson overseas, Skeletia. That's what we're going to call it. It's not how it sounds. It's not how it's pronounced. I know it's wrong. I don't know how to spell it. His SHL team are up like 2-0 in their series right now. Good to see. He, though, is seemingly going to make the transition to North America on the horizon, which is good. He's already signed his ELC. He signed it actually right after being drafted. Very surprising. He got it signed even before Lambert got signed. So that's how much they knew they had someone. On that note, but that is Mouse Watch. Let's go into the third period where the wheels slowly begin to fall off. A bad power play results in virtually a shorthanded goal, 3 seconds off of a shorthanded goal, but all the disaster starts while on the power play. Stastny scores to make it 3-2 reaction here. Oh. So much wrong there. The back check, awful. Just sink. Neil, get off the ice. God, Neil was gassed. Oh. Not long after that, Ryan O'Reilly with a dagger like it's back in 2019 scores to tie the game. Reaction here. No! Call a timeout, Rick! And after that, the entire third period was a wreck. The lines got mucked around. Didn't like that. Also, too, I know Bonus is going to be like, see, Scheifele passed it to Connor in overtime and they won the game. They need to play together. No. Perfetti and Ehlers got benched, but Pionk didn't, and Kyle didn't, and Mark didn't. What's the fucking point? Thankfully, we hold on for overtime, so a bunch of Nashville fans are cheering because they got a point, but then we cheer because we beat their ass in overtime. Reaction here. Kyle, move it. Run! Oh, go, boys! Come on, Mark! To Kyle! He scores! Kyle Cutter in overtime! Jets win! You flip them off all you want! It's your fault, idiot! Woo! I forgot they had that awful chant, and I'm so glad they won. I'm so glad the man was so angry in the front row that he flipped them off, and it meant nothing because they're going to get killed by Dallas in the first round. We might lose in the first round, too, but at least we have hope. Anywho, also, too, it was Pride Night in Predators. That's why, in Nashville, that's why I have the specialty logos, which I love using because they're cool designs, no matter how you look at it. But yeah, 3 stars of the game. First star by a quarter mile is Connor Hellebuyck. Hellebuyck stood firm. Second star of the game, Mark Scheifele. Despite being a defensive liability, he had 3 points. I cannot deny that. Dylan DeMello will get the third star tonight with Morgan Barron and Gabe Vilardi as honorable mentions. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. We're going to have a Star Wars video up tomorrow morning as the Bad Batch continues. Be sure to check in on that. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Nikolai Ehlers chips it through, gets around, and he shoots and scores!